The causes of narcissistic personality disorder. By the editorial staff of UnderstandNarcissism.com. Gain insight into the origins of narcissistic personality disorder. Narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD, is a multifaceted condition, often misconstrued as mere self-centeredness or egoism. However, NPD is a complex mental health disorder, not just a desire for admiration or a fragile sense of self. It's a diagnosable condition shaped by a myriad of factors that influence an individual's personality and behavior. Understanding the intricate causes of NPD can help us empathize with those affected by it, even if their actions are challenging or harmful. Let's look at the leading theories behind the development of narcissistic personality disorder, highlighting the interplay of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors that contribute to this condition. Genetics, the role of biological predisposition. Research suggests that genetic factors can play a role in the development of narcissistic personality disorder, with certain inherited traits potentially increasing the risk. Studies of personality disorders show that genetic influences can shape key personality traits, including temperaments. For instance, some people are born with temperaments that make them more sensitive, impulsive, or prone to intense emotions. These temperamental traits can make individuals more susceptible to certain personality disorders, including narcissistic personality disorder. Inherited personality traits. Narcissistic traits may be more common in families with a history of personality disorders or mental health conditions. These inherited traits can influence how a person interacts with others and perceives themselves over time. While genetics alone isn't a cause, they may create a biological foundation that, when combined with other factors, increases the likelihood of developing NPD. Childhood environment, early experiences, and development. The early years of life are crucial in shaping personality, and experiences in childhood can play a significant role in the development of narcissistic personality disorder. Several environmental factors in childhood have been associated with an increased risk of narcissistic tendencies and NPD, parental attitudes. Studies have found that overly indulgent or highly critical parenting styles can contribute to narcissistic traits. Children raised with excessive praise or unearned admiration may believe they are superior. At the same time, those who experience constant criticism or neglect may develop low self-worth, compensating with grandiosity as they grow older. Inconsistent parenting. Some children experience a mix of attention and neglect, creating confusion about their worth. This inconsistency can lead them to seek external validation to feel secure, developing narcissistic traits as a coping mechanism. Emotional neglect. When children's emotional needs are ignored or dismissed, they may feel inadequate. They might adopt an inflated self-image to mask this feeling, attempting to project superiority to cope with deep-seated insecurities. Exposure to narcissistic role models. Growing up with a parent or caregiver with narcissistic tendencies can influence how a child learns to interact with others. They may adopt similar behaviors, viewing relationships as a means of achieving admiration or control. Psychological factors, defense mechanisms, and self-image. In addition to genetics and early life experiences, psychological factors, including how a person views themselves and others, are central to the development of NPD. These factors can influence how an individual processes emotions, handles relationships, and maintains their sense of identity. Defense mechanisms. For many people with NPD, the grandiose self-image functions as a defense mechanism to protect them from feelings of inadequacy or insecurity. By projecting a facade of superiority, They shield themselves from vulnerabilities they may find difficult to face or accept. Self-worth and identity. Those with NPD often struggle with fragile self-worth, feeling dependent on external validation to feel whole. This reliance on admiration can lead to a preoccupation with success, power, or beauty to keep their self-image intact. Difficulty with emotional regulation. Many people with NPD struggle to process or regulate intense emotions, leading them to rely on others' approval to stabilize their self-esteem. This condition can result in a cycle where they constantly seek admiration but quickly feel unfulfilled or insecure. Cultural and societal influences. The broader culture and society in which a person matures can also impact the development of narcissistic traits. Modern Western societies, for example, often emphasize individual success, achievement, and self-promotion. While these values don't inherently lead to narcissism, they can reinforce narcissistic traits in individuals who are already predisposed to them. Key cultural factors. Societal emphasis on success. In cultures where success, fame, and wealth are highly valued, people may develop narcissistic tendencies in their drive to be recognized and admired. This focus on me-first achievement can create a social environment that rewards narcissistic behaviors. Social media and self-promotion. The rise of social media has intensified the pressure to seek admiration and validation. Platforms that reward self-promotion and appearances can exacerbate narcissistic tendencies, reinforcing the need for attention and creating unrealistic self-expectations. While culture alone doesn't cause NPD, it can amplify tendencies in those already at risk, reinforcing certain traits or behaviors associated with narcissism. Trauma and emotional injuries. Although not always the case, some individuals with NPD have histories of trauma or emotional injury, which can shape how they view themselves and others. Trauma can create a deep sense of vulnerability, leading some people to adopt narcissistic traits as a form of self-protection. Emotional trauma. Those who have experienced emotional trauma, such as abandonment or rejection, may adopt a narcissistic facade to avoid feeling vulnerable. They can feel more secure by projecting an image of superiority, even if the underlying issues remain unresolved. Bullying or social rejection. Individuals who faced bullying or social exclusion during formative years may develop narcissistic traits as a coping mechanism. The desire to feel better than others or to seek control over social situations can become a way to avoid the pain of past experiences. While not everyone who experiences trauma will develop narcissistic traits, these emotional injuries can contribute to narcissistic tendencies, particularly in those who are already predisposed to them. A complex interplay of narcissistic personality disorder. Causes. Understanding the causes of narcissistic personality disorder helps shed light on why this condition is so complex. NPD doesn't stem from a single source, but rather an intricate mix of genetic, environmental, psychological, and cultural factors. Recognizing this interplay can foster empathy for individuals with narcissistic personality disorder, even if their behaviors can be challenging or hurtful to those around them. While it's difficult to prevent narcissistic personality disorder, awareness of these contributing factors can guide early interventions and healthier family dynamics that may reduce the risk of narcissistic behaviors. If you or someone you know is struggling with narcissistic personality disorder or its effects, seeking professional support is a positive step toward understanding and managing this condition. The information provided in this article is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice. We are not licensed clinicians, mental health professionals, lawyers, or legal advisors. For any concerns regarding mental health or personal situations, please seek advice from a qualified professional. For more details, please read our full disclaimer.